Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's September 1st, 2025. Looks like it's going to be a nice day today. Looks like a fair amount of sunshine the next couple of days. Fall, I'd say fall is here. You know, we're down into the 40s at nighttime, the high 40s right now, which isn't bad. But we're going to have a couple of warm days. Then we'll get into real fall weather here in central New York. So yesterday I left off the video where I was taking and cutting 2-foot sections of 5/8 inch rebar, bending one end at a 45-degree angle and all. And what I was doing was drilling, oh gosh, come on camera, come on. I was drilling at 45-degree angles. Let me take this apart here for a second. See if the camera's showing what I'm doing here. So I drilled holes that were 45-degree angles both ways, and then angling these. And previously, let's see if I can get the camera back up here with me. So previously I talked about how in other videos I've gone over how I don't like using rebar, you know, steel rebar in concrete. And one of the reasons is, you know, I noticed many years ago when they're first building some overpasses in our county and in Onondaga County, and I would be pulled up underneath an overpass, and I would notice that the concrete was peeling away from the main supports that supported the highway above. And I looked at that and I thought, oh my goodness, you know, this is really something. And then the construction crews over the next couple of years would be coming in and doing the repairs, doing some replacements and all. And I noticed in other places where the pillars that were supporting major structures weren't actually, you know, fragmenting and tearing apart, and they're much older ones. And then I noticed probably 25-30 years later, the pillars that were repaired or replaced, they were splitting again under underpasses in Syracuse, New York. And those are the same ones I saw probably 30 years before that were breaking down. And over the years, I came to realize that the first concrete structures back in Rome, they were still intact and they weren't splitting and getting damaged. And the big difference was that there was iron in them, steel in them. And that especially in this part of the country, especially in roadways and all, there's salt in the water. There's salt being distributed for the snow. I thought that contributed as well. I just didn't know. But the metal would start to corrode and expand and contract, and that would damage the concrete, needing repairs and all. And that always bothered me. And then I learned about fiberglass rebar and hemp rebar, and I thought that would be a much better thing to put in. And with the concretes that I poured, I've always had the fiberglass reinforcement with it, and they've held up better than the stuff with the rebar in it in my lifetime. Those are things that I've noticed. But yesterday, you know, and I ended up buying the 5/8 inch steel rebar for this project. And yesterday, what I talked about was I was drilling all the way through the 6 inches of concrete. So we're drilling about 8 inches or 9 inches on a diagonal going into the concrete. And then I punch through to the other side and be in the gravel that's below this area. And so I sent some images yesterday off to my brother Dave, telling him what I'm doing and all, and he said, geez, don't go all the way through the concrete, because that's going to, you know, increase the rate of the breakdown of the steel. It lead to corrosion, which would over time break down the rebar there. And so when I pulled the big rebar pieces out that were there, they were wet. So underneath this concrete, the gravel is wet. So I know this is a long drawn out story. So what am I doing? One, I'm not going to drill all the way through the concrete. Two, I'm going to make, instead of making these rebar sections 24 inches, I'm going to make them 12 inches with the same 45-degree angle. This way, it won't go through all the concrete. Will there still be some corrosion because moisture will get into the concrete? Yes, there will be. You know, but you can't bend the fiberglass. You can't, well, you may be able to bend the hemp, I'm not sure, but you can't get the hemp around here. And it's kind of hard to even get the fiberglass rebar in this area. So anyways, I think that everything that we're doing is going to help this turn out well, ultimately. I'm always trying to, when I'm building something, I'd really want it to be around for many, many, many years. But that's, I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to go with the best that I can. So here's what I'm doing now. I'm going to take those 2-foot sections and cut them in half and bend the other half and redo this whole system. So that's my plan at this point. So I'm going to spend some time cutting up rebar, bending rebar, and seeing what I can get ready for drilling all the holes. And I'm not going to drill anything right off the bat. I'm going to see if I can cut and bend the rebar. That will take me a little while. So here's my cutting station. This old chop saw is working. You know, I went ahead and took it apart. Previously blew it all out right after the collapse, and it is running. So fingers crossed, you know, it's still going to work for a while. And new blade just bought for it, and we'll get going here. Here we go.
You wrote of a man with a giant's hands, of pigeons and gliders and war-torn lands. You carried the weight of the years gone by, with a truth in your words that made me cry. You said you weren't the son you wished you'd been, but brother, I saw the fight within. What matters most ain't the trophies or praise, it's the work we do in the silent days. It's showing up now with a heart that's true. It's saying the words we thought we outgrew. You're still my brother, you've always been. What matters most is you're here again. I remember the John boat sunk in the ice, Dad's welding cap, his hands like vice. He'd take me riding down near the bend where the Oswego River would twist and send. Those childhood echoes through the trees, and he'd tell his stories in bits and pieces. I saw him cry in his final days, said I'm not Boxcar Wallace in a haze. Something inside him broke wide open, a wound too old to ever be spoken. But I held his hand and I knew right then he was more than his silence, more than his sin. What matters most the memories, the pain and the grace, to the man who wore steel and the lines on his face. And here's to you, Jim, and the road you chose, because what matters most is what the heart knows. Born in 1916, in a world so different, many brothers, many sisters, in a home so modest. Through the Great Depression, scrimped and scraped each day, collecting coal from railroad tracks to keep the cold away. He was a gentle giant, strong yet so kind, always there to lend a hand, always on my mind. Taken way too early at 56 years old, gone too soon, but in my heart his story will be told. Raising pigeons, fishing for food through the hardest times, he found a way to make it through with strength and simple rhymes. Fought in World War II, a hero brave and true, received the Purple Heart for all that he went through. He was a gentle giant, strong yet so kind, always there to lend a hand, always on my mind. Taken way too early at 56 years old, gone too soon, but in my heart his story will be told. He built our home with his own hands, a Boilermaker's pride, raised two families with love and care, always by our side. Loved nature's beauty in every leaf and stream, he made our days so bright, like a warm and tender dream. I was just 16 when he left, far too soon, too young. Every day I miss him more, every song left unsung. He was always kind and supportive, made our days so bright, went out of his way for us with a heart so full of light. He was a gentle giant, strong yet so kind, always there to lend a hand, always on my mind. Taken way too early at 56 years old, gone too soon, but in my heart his story will be told. Though he's gone, his spirit stays in the whisper of the trees, in every act of kindness, in the gentle breeze. He was a gentle giant, my hero, my guide, forever missed, forever loved, he's always by my side.
Okay, so things worked out fairly well today. One of the things I did do was I cut down the length on some of the rebar pieces that I had made. I'm going to cut them down again. One of the things we want to have, so this would be the outside edge of this concrete here. This would be the outside here. Now, could I turn these on angles like this? But and I'll see what I'm going to end up doing, but I'll end up shortening these some so they stick down there. So they aren't drilled all the way through the concrete. We got at least a couple inches of concrete below the base of each one of these. So we're not down in there all that far. But that should interlock really well and keep this concrete very stable here from getting lifted or pushed sideways. So I'm going to go ahead tomorrow. I'll cut all of these a little bit shorter. so that they stay within these outer lines right here, at least within 2 inches of the outer line, so that there's concrete on the outside of them. And they'll be a little bit lower as well. There'll be a rebar that goes here and maybe one here and one here. I'm not positive yet. We'll see how it works out. But I got these all drilled on 45s. They're all bent on 45s as well. Here I've got to do some more work right around here. There's Homosoap that he used up against the block here, the pillar, and to cushion against where the concrete pad is. So I'll be digging all of that out. And so this turned out okay. And this is where a single door will be right here. So it'll be about 2 foot of a block wall here, of a concrete wall here, then a single door that goes through here, and then down at this end over here, this is where the double door will be. So the end of the double door is there and here. So I'll still drill through the concrete wall there, the blocks here, and connect wall to here, but this will be a short wall here. So short walls up against both ends, the longer wall in the center, and then the doorways at each end. These will be double door here, and the double door here. So this will be one side, 32 inches from the wall here of the double door, and right here. So that's the width of the double door. This is a 10-foot mezzanine. It'll be sticking out from this up here at 8 foot tall, sticking out this way, and there'll be one going 4 foot going this way as well, and then the staircase alongside of it. So some work to do here. And the single door down here as well. So this single door here is wider than the one over here, the standard entrance door over here, but it's almost, not quite, but slightly off to that side a little bit. So we'll see once I get some forms built. But first I've got to work on more of these rebar tie downs, get those set. They'll be embedded in the concrete. And I've got some of the 2x6s that I salvaged from the building, and that's what I'll probably be building the forms to pour the concrete in over here. So I think I'm almost done with bending. I'm not positive yet. So we'll see. So far so good. I'm content. I wish I could have gotten more done. But it takes me a little while to get this stuff done. I don't move as fast as I used to. But we've got some progress made. We got everything drilled except for the clean out of these spots over here. I've just got to shorten quite a few of these so that I get them all within spec. Then I'll build the forms around them. Because once you've got the forms around them, it'll be harder than heck to extract those out. At least that's what I'm thinking at this point. So we got some lumber there. We got some more work to do with these guys here. Fingers crossed tomorrow I'll make some more progress. We'll see how much we can get done. But that's it for today's video, folks. Really appreciate you being here. Oh, we got some cloud cover. It's a nice, pleasant surprise. Slight breeze today, not bad. Can't complain about the weather. So, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and take care. And enjoy your evening. Bye-bye now.